This is a demonstration of how the LotLine adjustment task works. This task was developed by the ORMAP Tools Group to support workflow. The task is used to adjust property boundaries shared by two or more tax lots. This demonstration is based on the Benton County Pilot dataset, which is an ArcPro 3.4 environment using a file geodatabase. To find out more about these, you can go to other videos within this group. This is a 12-step process. The first step is to create a record for this transaction. In it, you can update the record name, type, source, and so forth. The second step is optionally to select the snapping button at the bottom of the screen to change the snapping environment if needed. In the third step, you can optionally select the grounded grid correction button at the bottom of the map to change the correction factor if needed. The fourth step is to select the tax lots that are going to be the parents to this process. The fifth step automatically runs the Copy Tax Lot to Historic script tool, which duplicates the selected tax lots and then sets them to be historic. This is done using a script because the copy-paste environment does not work in the task workflow environment. It's an ESRI thing. The sixth step will automatically shrink the selected tax lots to seed. In the seventh step, you use select to select the lines you want to make historic. You can optionally skip this step. In the eighth step, those selected lines that you have will automatically be turned to historic. If no lines are selected, this will show an error. If so, just skip this step and move on. The ninth step is to edit and construct lines. You'll use the edit tools such as divide, traverse, etc. to create or modify tax lines. You must manually select each one of these tools. When done with all the edits, press Next to go to the next step. Optionally, if there are other tax lots, if this boundary is bad and you want to change the surrounding tax lots, you can select them, use it at this time, and shrink them to seed. Just remember, in order to do so, you have to change the edit environment so that you can see the tax lots as well as shrink them to seed. When this step is done, you'll be prompted to edit and modify seeds. If you need to, you'll need to move one of the seeds to the parent if it doesn't fit in the adjusted polygon, which I'll demonstrate in just a minute. Once that's done, you can reconstruct the tax lots from seeds. This is automatically run. If you get an error message, it'll state that you either A, have an unclosed polygon, or that your seed is not placed within a closed polygon. If this happens, simply exit the task and correct the polygon or seed position errors, and then execute the Reconstruct from Seeds tool manually. Once polygons are constructed, then update attributes using the Attribute tab for the selected polygons. If this step does run correctly, you will be prompted to update your fields with attributes that are correct. At the end of this task, the boundary between the parent tax lots will be replaced. The source type, which came from the entered record information, and map acres field will be updated. The tax lot retired by record layer will have gained two tax lot polygons for the two parent tax lots. And the tax lot lines retired by record will have one line representing lines that are between the two parent tax lots. The canceled number table will not be updated as you have not retired and removed tax lots from the list. If you have done this as a segregation task, two new tax lots will have been created. You'll have one tax lot in the retired by record layer. You'll probably not have any tax lot lines in the tax lot line retired by record layer. And the canceled number table will again not be updated. I'm going to complete this task by first opening the ORMAP Workflow Tools task group. And I'm going to go to the LotLine Adjustment Tax Lot Split task. I'm going to click the right arrow, and what I want to do is adjust the border between tax lot 3000 and 3100. The first step is to create the record. I can type any record name I would like. I could then select the record type with a lot line adjustment. I could type in the source name. This could be a survey number or what have you. I can also type in the what type of source it is. The source and the source type will also then automatically be used to update the tax lots that are created. I will be prompted to set my snapping. If I want to set my snapping, I can go down to the bottom of the screen and do that. I can also be prompted to enter in the ground to grid correction factor. And now I'm ready to select my parent tax lots. So I'm going to select 3000 and 3100. I'm going to run the copy to historic tool, which automatically copies them to the historic environment. And then it's going to automatically shrink those tax lots to seeds and remove the tax lot polygon layer from an edit environment. Now I'm going to select the tax lot line that I want to make historic. Step 8 will automatically run. And now I'm ready to edit and construct lines. In this particular case, all of the standard tools are open to me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the divide command to change the boundary of tax lot 3100. So I'm going to select the north tax lot, and I'm going to divide the border at 60 feet from the origin. I'm going to do the same thing to the south tax lot line. And now I'm going to use the Create tool to create a parcel line. And I'm snapping to the appropriate errors, and I'm going to say Done. And now I've created the line. And at this point, I now have a larger lot and a much smaller lot. The next step is to edit and modify seeds. And I'm going to select this particular seed. I'm going to right-click and say Move. I'm going to move that to the correct location. Now that my two seeds are in the correct location, I'm going to do step 11, which is reconstruct from seeds. It's done that correctly, and now I'm ready to update the attributes. I have no updates to add, so I'm just going to hit Finish. What you'll see at the end of this process is that I have two parent tax lots and a historic line. And I have my two tax lots that have been adjusted. Tax lot 3000 continues to have all the same basic information. However, now it has the source that I typed in with the record, the survey, and what you can see is that the map acres have been changed and are much smaller, or much larger than it was before, which was 1.6 acres. And tax lot 3100 also has the basic information of the source survey, as well as the record name that was used to create this. And the map acres has also been updated and is much smaller. So you can see that the update process has worked. And now we're ready to annotate and modify it, so that modify the map with annotation.